The time that I missed from work was extraordinary. I mean, it was months in each case. Before I withdrew from my work experiences because of the depression, I would come home very, very tired, just emotionally drained, exhausted. On the other hand, while in bed at night, there would be just a racing of thoughts through the mind. You'd have feelings of guilt, feelings of inadequacy. And so at night, when you don't have to be at work, you're having that, and sometimes, it's just hard to stay put in bed or get the sleep you need. And then if that was for any extended period in the evening, the morning come and it would be difficult, if not impossible, to drag yourself out of bed. It was really kind of a crash and burn that resulted. And one day my wife said, "You okay?" I was downstairs sitting in the darkness of our basement, and this was before I was supposed to go off to my job at school. And I said, "No, I'm not." And she said, "What's wrong?" And I probably said something like that, "I wish I was dead." And so, of course, that frightened the heck out of her. I knew what I was feeling, but I don't know that it really occurred to me that I was experiencing severe depression. So when a diagnosis of depression was applied to me, it put a label on it. And because it was a diagnosis, it had a different meaning for me personally. I thought, oh, okay, this is what's going on with me. During my absence and my illness, even when I was able to physically get myself out of the house and maybe go to the grocery store during the day, I found myself going to places where I'd be less likely seen by people I know because of that feeling of the guilt feelings I was having about the predicament or the situation I was in. And the fact that I was a counselor when I had my first couple of experiences with depression, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself. I thought, counselor is supposed to be somebody who is in a position to give support and advice, if you will, to students, teachers, parents. And here I was feeling all of these terrible feelings that had me down, of worthlessness and inadequacy, all of those kinds of things. I thought, that's just the total opposite of what a counselor is supposed to do. After I'd been back to work for not more than a few days, one of my students, one of the boys in one of my classes, just said very matter-of-factly, he said, "I never really did know why you were out." And it was probably more of my need to divulge. And I said, I pulled out the stool that I had in my classroom, and I said to the kids, I wanted to tell them something. And I went into talking about having been absent for that extended period of time because I had been dealing with depression, experiencing it and being treated for depression. And to give them a sense of what it might be like, I show them I have a scar on my lower right leg from a broken leg, and I had to have surgery on that leg to put plates and screws in there. And I said to the kids, I said, if I had to choose between getting a broken leg and going through all the pain and treatment for that and going through depression, if I had to choose which one I'd experience again, I said I'd go with the broken leg. And even as I told that to my kids, I knew it was kind of a gamble, could be risky. They might not react very well, but they were very attentive. And I think it really made a big difference that I was able to, go public and feel good about that.